Hi, I am Chandril, your SEBI certified investment coach and portfolio risk manager. Over the years, I have helped 5,000 plus individual investors to achieve their financial freedom through stock market investment and portfolio management using my recommended stocks. In this video today, I am going to cover
So that is one thing I wanted to ask Chandril, given the backdrop. Now, what is the industry impact that you foresee in both the condition? Means like it goes well, if it doesn't goes well, if the agreement happen like this. So can you please point few pointers?
Yeah. So as I have mentioned at the beginning, that what are the hurdles? So hurdles actually create a lot of opportunity. So you can see it in this way, because today what we are actually discussing, those would be purely based on the possibility. Now the fact here is that had this deal would be very fast, would it be good? The answer probably we don't know. Had this deal would be very late, would it be good? The answer would be absolutely not. So that's why it is very important that when the deal actually takes place and what is the perspective of the geopolitical scenario globally, that also influenced there as well. The good thing is that Indo-Pak war has established India as a formidable defense power, and the $4 trillion economy, that also gives India a good hold in the minds of the people that India cannot be a pushover. Now, if I look into the industries that can be positively impacted, then I can talk about few. I would like to start with agricultural and food products. And agricultural exports to US currently valued around 4 billion, which is expected to get a significant growth due to tariff reduction, improved market access, and especially for the non-GM products like alfalfa hay and certain fruits like grapes and bananas. American agricultural exports to India, including the frozen meats, poultry, dairy products, fruits, are likely to become more competitive as India offers to cut import duties as high as 100% to 5%. Still, there would be some restriction, but I think 5% would be good that US will go ahead with. The next big thing is the pharmaceutical. Pharmaceutical sector is, and the major exports to US stands to gain from long-term preferential treatment and tariff reduction on pharmaceutical products and active pharmaceutical ingredients, APIs. Now, some formulation remain under scrutiny though, but that will make a big breakthrough. And you know that post-COVID, India is highly focusing on the API production, and India becoming the global pharmaceutical hub and wanted to be the global supplier of the generic medicine and API. That is a tremendous opportunity for the pharmaceutical sector and the companies who do have the API generation process that must be watched. Then comes the manufacturing, and those are labor intensive manufacturing. We are 1.4 billion. We will soon be 1.5 billion. So huge workable young youth are there to get a job. So labor intensive manufacturing, if I can take some name, I can remember textile, then footwears, garments, leather goods, gems and jewelry. So these labor intensive sectors can expect to benefit from the preferential market access to US. So export will increase, that will bring lot of liquidity, and obviously they would like to expand their capacity and facing a huge competition from Chinese products. So obviously that will give the kind of a breathing space to Indian companies to grow. And also US is a major importer of the Indian gems and jewelry, and that is valued nearing 10 billion. and tariff reduction would further boost those trades as well. Some of the engineering and electronics areas that I would like to mention. So engineering goods, like one of the India's largest export sector to US, may benefit from tariff cuts, streamlined investment flows. Electronics and smart devices manufacturing in India to expand due to increased bilateral investment and market access. And the energy sector, that is the major key area here. So US aim to become the leading supplier, headline with the leading supplier of the oil and petroleum and gas for India, because they are the largest producer as well. But India has a relationship with Russia, that is one of the hurdle, but US definitely will push that they will be the major supplier of the conventional energy to India. And also India growing energy demands. So it is not only the conventional, non-conventional areas also. There would be scope where US can do some foreign direct investment path and produce some of the components. Those are to be used for the green energy in India itself. Also the consumer goods and alcoholic beverage, that will give a lot of scope to make the alcoholic beverage cheaper. So American FMCG products, premium brands, including the dairy and alcoholic beverage like Bourbon, whiskey, and obviously duty free, and those who are alcoholic, so they might have a very good time.